The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on the break!
With Ambar Garcia, Bryan Broaddus, Voch Lombardi, and Derek Eagleton.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of The Break. We are live at SWBC Studio. This show is presented by LG OLED Evo. And Derek will be joining us here in a little bit. So let's get the show started, guys. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, I have a question for you guys. I ran into Nick Eman as we were coming to do the podcast, and he was getting out of his, I don't know if it was a question on his show or what, but we started getting into this argument or conversation, I should say, about whether or not fans would be cheering when they show Micah Parsons on the big screen. So I wanted to get your thoughts because we had a difference in opinion. Okay. So what are your thoughts? Are you guys expecting that when they show Micah coming out there on the field on the big screen, what's going to be fans' reaction? Cowboys fans goes,
that's to say you're going to have probably 30-40% Green Bay fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
So, of course, that's going to be the cheer. And can the Cowboy fans drown out, or can they cheer along with Packer fans? I'm split on this one. I really am. I kind of feel like that they're going to give him a cheer. That would be my guess.
I think they're gonna boo Micah. I think the breakup was ugly.
Yeah.
I think the long drawn out nature of it. You know, there's pictures floating around of him laying on the trainer's table and all this kind of stuff. And Micah said that being a Cowboy was most important. If being a Cowboy was most important, you would talk to your agent that works for you. You would find a way to be a Cowboy, but you demanded a trade. Means you don't want to be here. But most importantly, I think this is the biggest part here is Micah hadn't been here for a long time. Like Micah hadn't set records here. Micah didn't win playoff games here. At least Tank Lawrence got back-to-back sacks.
Won one playoff game, right?
Who, Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
Who guess who?
Didn't they win one playoff game with him playing?
I'm asking. Ambar, did Micah win a playoff
Detroit
game?
one time?
That's Tank Lawrence. Tank got a sack and a fumble, and he didn't get the fumble. Then he got a sack right after that.
I think Dax won two playoff games. They won at Tampa.
Not with Micah.
Tampa? Was Tampa? It was
with Micah. That may have been Micah's rookie year or something. But
yeah,
what I'm saying is Micah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe he shouldn't have a.
We up here scratching our heads trying to figure out what Micah's done for the Cowboys, right? I don't think Micah has enough lore to be beloved in that way.
I feel like he'll get more. Like, obviously, there's gonna be fans booing, but at the same time, I feel like there will be a big crowd cheering for him when he shows up on screen. But we'll see.
You know, the way that Voch put it, though, he's not wrong about this. He's not. And this is, I think if there was somebody that's going to get booed, it's probably the general manager would get booed. I mean, I think people blame the general manager for what happened on this one. I think Cowboy fans, even though you're saying what you're saying, I think that the general manager, like, okay, well then why didn't you get him done earlier? Why did this have to go through all this? I think fans blame Jerry for that. Like, this should never have gotten to where the point where all the things you said are absolutely right. Mike acted like, hey, I'm going to lay out here. I don't care. I'm on the training table. I don't want to be here. You could trade me and all that. I think there's some Cowboy fans that are absolutely, you're right. But I also think there's a lot of Cowboy fans that are probably looking to the situation saying, damn, general manager should have got this one done a long time ago. We shouldn't be in this place.
Bryan and Ambar, you ever seen the boxing matches or the UFC fights where they'll pan in the crowd, they'll see a famous person, then they'll pan to another famous person?
They'll boo the other guy?
If they pan to Micah,
yeah,
I think personally they'll get boozed.
Yeah.
I think Cowboy fans love Sean Lee more than Micah Parsons. I think somebody like that.
Oh, I
think Jason Witten will probably get more love than Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you're wrong. I think this is one. I think there's some fans, like I said, that
I think time invested matters.
Yeah, he was
the
here.
Hate
He was
is exaggerated.
In my opinion, he was here for a short time, and but I think I don't know if people are. I think the way it ended was not good for both parties. But I kind of feel like that the fan base is really against Jerry Jones on this one.
People in the comments mad right now that we're even saying his name, so I don't think it's going to go great.
Oh, well, let them be mad. I mean, there are both types of people, I think. And I think it's just highlighted when you see the struggles that you're currently having with the rushing the passer.
He's calling out the comments. Did you really check the comments?
I read them all. I read every single comment.
Oh, no, I thought you were saying right now.
Oh, I'll look right now, and I bet you.
Okay, I would be interested to see where we're at.
Well,
we
know the reality. He's no longer with the team, but we are facing him this weekend at AT&T Stadium. We will be talking in the second segment about the Green Bay defense, and we'll get into Micah Parsons and how the Cowboys can try to stop him. Bryan Schottenheimer
Hell no,
talked
we're not
about
cheering
him.
Micah.
Are you being selective here?
Is Jerry's fault?
Jerry's fault.
People got tired
That's
of
what I'm
BS.
saying. There's a
Thank you.
split.
Thank
There's
you.
a split.
Yeah.
Voch is the GOAT for real. Okay.
Okay.
That's what they say. I'm just reading what they say.
What are you saying?
All right. Well,
Just read what they say.
as we move on, and before we jump back into Micah Parsons in the second segment, I wanted to talk to you guys about the opposite side. I know we talked about the defense yesterday for the Cowboys, but Kenny, I mean, he has been a popular guy this week, obviously, facing his previous team, but wanted to ask you, does his knowledge from his time at Green Bay help the Cowboys? Is he able to help in any way, share some intel information here as the Cowboys offense prepares to play against his old defense?
I think the Packers are going through a lot of change on the offense right now. They got wide receivers that are hurt. They got offensive linemen moving in and out of the rotation there. So I wouldn't really count on insider information or anything like that. Most of the time, him playing defense, he's not really tapped into what the other side is doing, and that's who he's going against, right? But if we're just talking about Packers defense, I think they're pretty much. I don't think there's a lot of mix up, Brian Broaddus. I think they're a cover 2 team. They're gonna play a whole bunch of zones, some man sometimes, and I think that they're trying to make you throw the ball so that they can rush you at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think to me where you maybe could help, and we're talking about Kenny Clark here, right?
Yeah.
The thing with Kenny that I think that he could help, maybe he could help with his own teammates in his own room with and Dallas has struggled rushing the passer. I mean, it's been horrible. And maybe where Kenny Clark can help is he has in training camp and he has worked against these guys and he's seen, hey, this is how you break these guys down a little bit and stuff. He can maybe help his edges. Maybe he can help some of his defensive tackle guys to be able to say, listen, hey, you get this guy, take him upfield, and then work back underneath as fast as you can because he can't power step on you. Or, hey, guys' hands are really, really slow. You can see things on film of guys getting broken down. Any advantage that they can get in this game will be key because Voch and I were talking about yesterday. It's going to be about what kind of pressure can you get on Love. How can you affect him? If pressure tends to make him throw the ball a little wild. Dallas has got to find a way to do that. And if Kenny Clark can tell Clowney or any one of these guys, Donovan Ezeraku, hey, break him down this way. Those are the things. That's the biggest way I think he can help this football team right now. Yeah.
And Clowney talking to the media, I mean, he's saying he was ready last week to go in and play, and is expected to obviously be on the field this week against Green Bay Packers and see what kind of help he can bring into something different. We're going to go ahead and take a way early break because there's a lot to talk about the Green Bay Packers defense. Bryan is wearing the Super Bowl ring today. He decided to bring out the shine and then look at all the diamonds.
I was on Milwaukee radio today, and I wanted to remind them that I was a winner one time in my life. When they start talking about the Cowboys, I wanted to remind them I was a winner one time in my life.
There you go.
Yeah, I got to say.
Well, let's take an earlier break. We'll come back. There's a lot to talk about because as Bryan Schottenheimer said it in his press conference, this defense is not just about Micah Parsons. They do have other guys on there as well that the Cowboys need to look out for. Let's talk about that after the break.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here. As the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys, you know I take cookware seriously, especially when it comes to America's team. So when the Cowboys are away, I'm putting my Yeti cast iron skillets to work to make my game day favorites for friends and family. I'm talking chicken fried steak, skillet queso, and peach cobbler. And just like the Cowboys are forever, so are these heirloom cast iron skillets. Check out the full line of skillets on Yeti.com or at a Yeti store near you.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Don't put off getting your oil change, Dallas. Take 5 Oil Change, a proud partner of the Cowboys, is faster than you think. They're so fast, you don't even have to get out of your car. You can take advantage of Take 5's stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change at any of their locations across the Dallas area. And remember, at Take 5, you stay in your car because they're faster than you think. That means you won't even have time to show off your best touchdown celebration. Take 5, the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to the break.
Choose perfection. Choose LG OLED Evo. Check out the best TV in the game at LG.com.
Okay, Bryan, he was a part of the daggone playoff game.
Stuff that.
But you don't. But Bryan, you had to go through the thickest media guide to find out that Michael was in that game.
Shout out to Scott.
When I think about that game, I think, boy, Dak Prescott drove all down the field on Tampa and sent Tom Brady out here retiring. You don't think about Micah Parsons in that game.
Football guy of the day, right?
Micah does not have enough Cowboy lore for Cowboy fans to care that much.
I don't understand the hate.
Segment here to the break.
I don't understand the hate.
Segment here to the break. We're brought to you.
Because, like, Voch, if this
Can I get
was
blockchain
you...
out the way, please? Can I get blockchain out the way first?
Go ahead.
Segment of the break. We're brought here. Blockchain. Bing. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Is this everybody be
right.
hosted today? Like, is that what we're doing?
Pronounce it right.
Blockchain?
Let's hear it completely.
The second segment here at the break is presented to you by blockchain.
.com.
Yeah.
Hey, download the app. Don't nobody use .com anymore. Go ahead, please. What'd you say? download the blockchain app, please. Go ahead.
I was gonna say thank you, Chris.
Chris, stop with the beeping. Like, what are we doing?
Because Amber about to cuss. That's what he's doing.
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool.
You ain't gotta. No,
yeah, please.
No.
I'm not hating on Mike.
But my point is,
yes, you are.
If you were in that position, I just don't understand the Micah hate to a certain extent. If you were him in his position, looking for some money, looking to this and that, people want to talk about, you said you wanted to be loyal. You're loyal to the Cowboys, and you said you wanted to be playing here. Either way, if that was you, you're gonna try to get the most money that you possibly can from wherever. So forget about being loyal and being team friendly and blah 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 when it comes to money, because the reality is the reality. If that was you, you would be doing the same exact thing. You never know when you're going to get hurt and when it's going to be your last game.
Perfect. Then don't tell media that the most important thing here was being a Cowboy. That's not the most important thing. Your
Two
high
things
dollar
can be true at once.
If money is more important to you, then you go to whoever got the most money for you. If you want to be a Dallas Cowboy,
why are you shaking your head?
I agree with
if you want to be a Dallas Cowboy, you can make concessions to be a Dallas Cowboy. A couple years ago, Tank Lawrence Lawrence, and I know I keep saying his name. Tank Lawrence took less money because he wanted to be a Cowboy.
Micah said he'd take 35 if you'd offered.
Micah said he'll take 35. So look. Either way, even when Micah first said that, I knew it was a lying joke. Because nobody, you always want that highest dollar amount, but
as you should.
What would you say? No, I just care about the money on the on camera. Like seriously, what would you actually say?
What I would say on camera is, hey, I'd like to be in Dallas, but at the same time, I know my value. Yep. And so that means if my value, whoever's gonna give me the most toward the value that I bring, they ultimately will have my services. I think that's a fair thing to say, and I believe it. Like, I think, by the way, we all do that. This is not particular to Micah. We all are looking for the best way to advance us and our families from a financial standpoint. Like, we all do it, right? So I think that is a fair thing for him to say. But when he goes on record...
He did say something like that when we were at training camp.
Well, but when he goes on record earlier saying, I'm not looking to be the highest paid defensive player in the league. I'm not looking to make the most money. I will take $35 million. Like, when he says those things now, there's an expectation from fans that, okay, well, money won't be a part of this problem. It won't be the problem. It won't be the holdup.
Big problem.
And it was the problem. It was a part of the problem. And so I think, look, I'm not killing Micah for it. My thoughts on Micah. No, I'm not, because I actually think he did what he should have done from the standpoint of, if I always.
How about demanding the trade? Should he have demanded that?
Here's the deal.
If you wanted to be here,
there are a lot of players out there. There are a lot of players out there that don't have leverage in negotiations. The only leverage Micah really had was to say, trade me. That was his only real leverage, because the Cowboys could have owned his rights for another 3 years. Yeah. So he really didn't have any leverage. That was what the leverage he had. He played it, and it ended up working out.
I think the leverage he played was going to get a second medical opinion. I think that was the leverage he played, because all of a sudden he showed the front office that I'm going to take your money and I might not play for it. And I think that was big.
Just to be clear, Ambar, just to be clear, you're not wrong. Talking Saints can call me tomorrow and be like, hey, man, I'll triple it, double it. I'm leaving.
Closer to home for you.
I'm leaving.
Wait. So you'll just be out just like that?
Yeah.
Derek, pause for a second.
If they gonna quadruple it, first show.
Derek might hold you up on that. You better watch out.
If they gonna quadruple the show, I'm in New Orleans tomorrow. Me and Dave Helmier, but
dancing around with an umbrella.
Dancing around. I've been a Saints fan my whole life, is what I tell them. But you know what you say to the public matters, and what I think it was. I think Micah got caught up trying to be a leader too much. Micah got caught up in that leader and said, hey, man, I want to be here. I want to, man, look, Dak played and he got his money. I want to be like that. I want to be just like that. I'm going to be a leader, and I'm going to give the team pay cuts, and we're going to go sign some more guys because I want to win a championship here in Dallas. And fans heard that. Now for you to just be like, not only do I want 35, but I want, what, 8 million more or something like that? Man, please. Shouts out to Michael, though. I'm going to boo at the TV. Screw it.
I mean,
well, you know,
and I'm not trying to defend everything that Micah. There are a lot of things that Micah.
He is not that.
He is not.
He is not that.
Don't work no more.
Let's be clear. No, but honestly, I think when it comes to fans, and I'm being, this is a little dangerous to speak for.
Also,
fans,
that was his first contract negotiation. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, some things that you haven't done in life before.
Sure.
It's your first time. You live and learn type of
that's
stuff. Not everyone is as vocal or vocal in the right way or know how to say things or whatever.
I've never been arrested before, but I'm letting my lawyer talk. But I'm going to talk to my lawyer and tell him the gist, and he's going to make it pretty and do all the extra stuff. Right. Micah can be like, hey, yo, David, moolah, get her, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's getting moolah. Hey, man, I want to be a Cowboy. Get the most from him, but let's just stay here. Like, he could do that if he wants to, but he didn't. But we're in Green Bay now.
But, and honestly, I'll say this. I do think that if there is booing this week, it won't be because Micah ultimately left. Mm-hmm. To me, it'll be because of some of the things that Micah said since he's left that are kind of these little things that might not sit as well with fans. Yeah. When he says, I got to Green Bay, and these fans are one of one. Right. When he says, hey, this facilities is one of one. Like, those are the kind of things that when a guy leaves and then he's saying things like that.
I'm on a good
team
now.
Yeah, that fans don't always take so well. So if he gets booed, it won't be because
so much better.
I don't think it will be because he decided to take more money to go and ended up in Green Bay. I don't think that will be the reason. I think it will be because fans will look at him and say, man, why are you taking those parting shots as you walking out of the door? I think that'll be more of what's going on. For sure. That's my personal opinion.
All right, lack of the high road.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Packers and the Cowboys. Today we're talking about the Packers.
Let's talk about Micah
defense versus the Cowboys offense. Give me a breakdown. Obviously we know what Micah can do. We'll talk a little bit about him, but who are these other guys? Because they have a good defense, and they had a really good defense before Micah even got there.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, to me, this game can kind of hinge in a couple of different ways for you, and Voch is going to tell you, hey, I don't know who these secondary guys are. It's absolutely right. I mean, they don't have the corners that they once had as far as the name recognition kind of corners.
Keyshawn Nixon, Nate Hobbs, and Javon Bull.
Yeah, they're Xavier McKinney at safety is a good player, and they've got that. Where this team is really going to, and we talked about their offense. Their offense is going to try and put you in pressure where they score points, and now you're going to chase points because this team really rushes the passer well. My biggest fear in this game is not so much Micah Parsons, but what will they do up front to affect with you dealing with a backup center and a backup guard. Yeah. And then you have two tackles that can struggle a little bit with power. We've seen the Cowboys struggle a little bit with teams that move the front when we talk about gap exchange stuff. Now you got the two backup guys in there. How will the running game will be affected? If you look, the Packers are defensively near the bottom of the league when it comes to rushing attempts against them. And when you give them opportunities, they've stuffed runs. They do a really nice job with getting their linebackers involved. So it is going to be one of these games where all of a sudden you're saying, okay, just go run the ball, try and shorten the game. If you play that approach, then you need to find ways to score touchdowns, because running the ball, taking 8 minutes, and then kicking field goals, and then turning around and giving up 3 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Now you're down 7-3. Okay, keep running the ball. Try and make hay. Okay, we kicked another field goal here, 7-6. You get the ball back, and then all of a sudden it's 14-6 before the half. So Dallas has got to be really, really careful in this game. I think really the most important thing is how the offensive line is going to handle not only Micah, but with Gary also as a pass rusher. I think Gary, that movement of the front, the twist stunts and all that, they're just going to come after you. They're not going to blitz a whole lot. They really rely on 4 men, and they get 4 men home. They're really, really good. 50% of the time, they're going to get their rush home. So if you protect your front, you can find a way to make some plays in the secondary here. It would really, really help you if you had CeeDee Lamb in this game because of the intermediate stuff you could throw in the middle of the field on these guys and then maybe take some longer shots down the field. But it's really their secondary benefits greatly from how great their pass rush is.
Cowboys offense is going to need Cowboys defense to hang in there and buy them some time. I think that's what went bad with the Lions. We all thought that maybe the Lions are falling off a little bit. They made coaching change, and then the Lions look fantastic 2 weeks back to back. Right. What I think is the Lions got caught up in this situation where they had to just keep throwing. And if you have to keep throwing, then that's what Green Bay wants. Green Bay's defense is kind of like the Cowboys were when they were in the game versus Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Bryan,
2022.
You know what I'm saying? They're smaller and they rush the passer and they're faster. But I think you can run right at them, Bryan. And we saw this last week versus Cleveland. Cleveland's defense kept them in the game and they bought time for the Browns offense. And the Browns offense scored all their points, 13 points, stunning 13 points right at the end of the game, right in the fourth quarter, but they bought them time. And what that did was the Browns were able to run the football the entire game. They just ran it. And what you noticed was Green Bay's defense wore down because they're more quicker guys, right? Wyatt, Carl Brooks in the middle, they're not these 330-pound guys that are just anchors sitting down the middle. They're quicker guys. But if they got to rush the passer against you, they're quicker guys rushing the passer. We know Gary, we know Micah. But if you could just keep this close, and that's the hard part. I don't think the Cowboys defense is going to be able to do it. But if you can keep this close and give Dak and the Cowboys offense the opportunity to be who they are. We want to run sometimes, we want to pass sometimes, play action, and that's when we get you. The Packers don't really give up a bunch of big plays because they don't let other teams do it. Plus, pass rush won't really allow you to get big throws against them. But certain times, play action. If they think run's coming, they hunker down a little bit, then maybe you get lucky over the middle of the field. Not outside. Right. Cover 2 will stop you from doing that. But in the middle of the field to the outside, Bryan, then maybe that's where you can get lucky. And maybe Ferguson over the middle versus one of those linebackers.
They've been a team in the past that's played a lot of man coverage, and now they're playing a lot more zone.
Straight up.
But they rely a lot on their front to be able to control what you're doing. And so, the number of runs that, teams have gotten behind in games against the Packers, and it turns into, and he's right, Voch is right. It turns into you have to throw the football, and you have to abandon the run. But Dallas's defense has got to help. I mean, they have got to find a way. It can't be, four drives and 4 touchdowns, or it can't. You've got to get off the field a couple of times here. A couple of stops would give their Dallas's offense a chance in this one. But really, it's going to come down to, can they find a way when they have to throw the football? Can they block this front? It's not only about Micah with this group. They will get in some packages where Van Ness will be involved, Gary will be involved. They will run some very fast up the field guys and just trying to attack you that way. And they'll also blitz, but it's not as much as you think. So how they, maybe you get the screen game working a little bit in this one. Some teams have tried to run the screens. I know Cleveland tried to run some screens, had some success. Detroit tried to run some screens. The Commanders tried to run. That's the way you kind of slow down a team that wants to get up the field. Micah Parsons, watching the tape, was banged up in that game last week. There were a couple times late in the game where you could see him actually grabbing the back and then having to come off the field after certain plays. So Micah, you're probably going to have to drag him off this field in this week, but it's something to keep an eye on if his back starts to flare up. But nothing wrong with running the ball at him. And another thing I would think about, and Voch and I talked about this, guys, every time I run the football and you're going away from him, I'm sending somebody backside to block him
because he can run it down.
He can run it down, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and cut him. I'm going to get up in his face.
Frustrate him.
I'm going to frustrate him. I'm not going to let him have a free run after the ball. So if they get under center and run that outside zone, and where the Packers have done a really nice job of playing the ball. Last week the Bears not very good playing the edges. Packers are good playing the edges. So you have to be kind of mindful of where you run the ball. But I would have Span Ford come across, Ferguson come across, Schoonmaker come across. Every time you run the football, somebody needs to hit Micah Parsons and make him play with his hands down. Make him play like if you want to, you could chop him inside those tackle box. Make him play with his hands down where he completely stops and then has to restart to go chase the ball. Hopefully then you'll have a little advantage there.
Also, too, Bryan, first segment there, Miss Ambar gave us a fantastic tidbit, fantastic question. She says, is there anything Clark can do to kind of help us out, just some information? And I really didn't think no, because the Packers aren't going to do anything exotic anyway. But we know a lot about Micah Parsons, Bryan. And if I know anything about him, it's going to be some hero ball attempts.
No question.
He wants to get a sack versus us real bad. So if he's going to do that.
Not one, multiple.
Yeah. If he's going to do that, we're going to run a bunch of draw. Yeah. A bunch of screens, play action type stuff. I'm running counter right at him.
Right.
If he's lined up at one of those linebackers off the ball, I'm running power right at him. You know what I mean? So just make him think that he's rushing upfield and hopefully run yourself out of the play.
Right.
And then we'll do something right.
Yeah, he had a rep in the game where one of the 10-yard runs that Cleveland had in that game where he dove inside and the ball spilled to the edge, and you could see after the play he was tapping his chest like he's looking at the sideline, my fault. And so he'll still do that occasional take a chance and go try and make a play for you.
Yeah. You guys talked about the front four. You talked about the secondary. What do the linebackers look like?
Fantastic.
Pretty good linebackers.
Fantastic, boy. Yeah. Quay Walker, fast, aggressive, fits nicely. And Cooper, Mississippi State's Adrian Cooper, fantastic as well. He's
A&M.
A&M?
I was about to say
he went to Texas
I thought he was A&M.
That ain't Mississippi State?
No, it's Texas
Probably
A&M.
both. I think both.
Yeah, the maroon and white colors got you.
I'm going to double check that.
I'll look at it. Go ahead and talk.
Go ahead and do that. But both the linebackers, they run fast,
I didn't want to say anything.
Just double check for me.
I'm double checking.
You might be right. I could be wrong. But
I
just
could
double
be
check
way
for
wrong
me.
too.
But just double check for me.
I mean, you were wrong about the playoff win.
I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. I was saying. So Quay Walker, from Georgia. I know he went to Georgia. But they're both fast and they're both really, really good at run fits, and they fit in very aggressively, and they're both pass rush as well. So if those guys, Micah and Gary, if they're not getting to you pass rush wise, you also got to keep eyes on them, because what they'll do. And the Cowboys have had issues with slants and gap exchange and all this stuff. They will run gap exchanges with Quay and Cooper, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, the gap exchange. That's what I worry about too.
Yeah.
Played at Texas A&M.
That's it? Yeah. I could have swore he was at Mississippi State too. It's the Burgundy. It's all good.
It's the Burgundy.
It's the Burgundy.
It's
okay, cool.
Burgundy. It throws you off sometimes.
It's the Burgundy. Cool.
Bad schools.
I love you, man.
What?
I love you, man. Appreciate your effort today.
Say it back.
I was wrong.
Say it back.
I was wrong.
Say it back.
Who are you supposed to be?
Say it back.
Who are you?
We're good.
Tell him you love him too.
Love you too, bro.
I love you too, man.
Love you too, man.
All right,
Love you, love.
Love.
All right, we're gonna take
We
our final
love
break.
love.
We will
Ambar
come
hate
back.
you, though.
I got some.
Nah.
I got some questions for you guys, particularly around the Cowboys offense and maybe some things that they need to do. Some players that will need to step up. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
You're a mess.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
We're with you. We're united. I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Back to the break.
Connecting. Oh, AT&T connecting changes everything.
Welcome back. Final segment of the break live in SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. Let's talk about this Cowboys offense.
Sure.
I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking, okay, you don't have CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
You're playing a team that's about as explosive as you'll face. And I guess from the standpoint of their defense, when it comes to you trying to throw the ball, you got to deal with a ferocious pass rush.
Right.
Is this a game where they really need to rely on Williams, Sanders, maybe even make Blue active and really lean into the running game in order to give their team the best chance for success?
I think they're going to have to lean into the run game, but I think they're going to have to do it in the way that they've been doing it all year. Like if you run and you're just running just to be running, I think they're going to make an adjustment and, find a way to deal with that. But I think the Cowboys run game works well. I mean, just because it's a good run game, of course, but there's threat of Dak Prescott going crazy downfield on you. With no Lamb, that could be a little different, but maybe you just need Pickens to step up and be that guy.
He is a threat downfield, right?
100%. So, as long as it's in the context of what the Cowboys do. If another team forces you to do anything, you're not going to be as good doing that thing. But if you're mixing it up and you just really need your offensive line to just play well this game. If they can just wish upon a star and just play the best game that they've played all year, then you might have a shot there. But it's really going to depend on Dak having a little bit of time and getting the ball out and then running.
If you had Booker and Beebe in this game, I'd give it a crack. But this team, when it comes to the metrics, will tell you successful runs against this team plus 4+ yards a carry happen only 24% of the time. That's number one in the NFL. is what that is. And if you had all your bodies, now we've all been here and seen games where Carolina came in here in week 4 or whatever several years ago, and they were the number 1 run defense in the league and all that. And Dallas just hammered them up front and did a great job running the football and got the victory. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can completely abandon the run here. I think you have to try. And the way that Williams is running the ball, maybe there is a little bit of that. Maybe the Packers are coming in. It's really going to dictate how their offense plays. If the Packers' offense is kind of playing with their food and not getting stuff done, you're going to put their defense in some hurt. Because it got some hurt last week against Cleveland. Their offense wasn't getting it done, and now their defense had to go out there and make some plays. And at the very end, they couldn't make plays. They got into field goal range and was able to get the game winner. So, I think running is. I think it's important, but not to the point of just wasting plays or wasting opportunities. I would rather see him max protect and try and get the ball to Pickens or get the ball to Turpin. Maybe you can find one of those guys. Maybe Tolbert finds a way to play, get maybe one of these games for him. But I wouldn't just wouldn't waste plays just trying to run the football.
Please.
I was going to change the question. But
okay, no. I was just saying it'll be really awesome if Guyton turned back the clock and had that one good practice day that he had against Micah. Yeah. If Guyton can do that in a game, I think it changes everything.
I kind of feel like that they're going to, and this is the question I have for you guys too. And I'm sorry, Ambar, do you have a question on that?
Write it down, Bryan, and come back to it.
Yeah, please tell me. Please go ahead with your question.
Well, mine is completely different, or it's on the offense. But I wanted to mention, I know throughout the week coming out after that loss against Chicago, we were talking about the tight end position and Ferguson and the way that he's been playing. And then yesterday, Brian Schottenheimer gave him a lot of praise and said that they're looking to lean on him even more in this game. So I wanted to, I guess after hearing that and then hearing you guys talk about it, I'm just like, wait, where are we on his analysis? Like, how is he really playing? Because to me, when I heard all the praise, I'm like, okay, has he earned all of that praise?
Ferguson has been playing like Jason Witten lately, where he's kind of catching the ball, but there's not a bunch of yak behind it. He's definitely gotten better as a route runner. I would love to see the drops go down a little bit, but what you really loved about Ferguson was once he catches the ball, he gets about 5 or 10 yards after, and I don't think he's been doing that. Now
that's what Tucker Kraft's been doing for
Tucker Kraft been tearing it up. Yep. Now what Shotty might be doing is kind of teeing us up for something because the Packers don't really give up many big plays, but when they do, I think about 6 of them, they've all been around Walker. So maybe Shotty's, getting us ready that, hey, if Ferguson ends up in that range middle of the field where he's right between Walker and Cooper, then maybe something happens there. But just as of now, I need Ferg to do some more yak things like he did a couple years ago. You're not wrong.
Derek, can I ask you this question real quick?
Sure, let's go for
to
it.
The group?
Yeah.
Where do you guys want Micah to line up?
On the side. On the side.
Honestly, I am more concerned. Well, I shouldn't say more concerned. I am very concerned about him lining up in the middle of the defense over Hoffman, over whoever they put at guard. Yeah. But to be honest with you, I can't say more because I think both of these tackles, I think they both will have their hands full trying to deal with. There's only one person that'll be out there of the 5 on the offensive line that I don't have worries about Micah lining up over, and that's Tyler Smith. Everybody else, I think it's a bad matchup, and wherever he goes, Dallas better pay him double attention.
I just wonder if you can double him. You probably are better off doubling him on the outside than you are doubling him on the inside, right, Voch? Am I?
For sure. No. You're right. Dak, and Dak has a good feel for everything outside. You can help outside. He can see outside. He can move up. But if it's nonsense in the middle, you can't double team somebody in B gap for the most part,
right?
Unless you put a fullback up there or something. So yeah, if Micah's in B gap versus whoever's going to be right guard, that's probably where the most drama is going to be.
Yeah. You know what intrigues me a lot is like the thought of, during Micah's whole career with being here with the Cowboys, he's always been held back. You cannot touch the quarterback during practices and all that. So it makes me wonder, I'm like, man, this is the one time where you're like free, like go for it. Yeah. Go take him out, do what you need to do. Yeah. So it just that whole, that's what, yes, if you're coaching on that side, yes, that's what you say. But the point is here is that
violent on our quarterback.
I thought it was just me. Amber fussing at everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just me.
It's just, I wonder what that does to you mentally, where now you really have this chance not only to show up against, the Cowboys and all that, but now to finally have the freedom to fully be 100% go against Dak. And I know they've never really had issues or anything, but that's just the way you train out here. You've always been held back not to touch the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I will say real quick, I want to go back that conversation we were having about Ferguson and what Coach said. To me, I look at that and I think he's like, well, the guy is leading them by a large margin in receptions. Mm-hmm. So he is doing something very good for their team, for their offense.
True.
What our criticism was not in him, his catches. Like, he has 27 catches. The next closest guy is CD at 16. Mm-hmm. He has 11 more catches than the next closest guy.
Yeah.
So he's doing good things. I just expect more from the standpoint of him breaking the tackles, getting the yards after catch, even some more like down the field kind of stuff, up the seam. Like those were the things that got me excited about him early in his career. That's what we're not necessarily seeing as much of right now. But I see why the coach gives him praise, because he is leading the team and he's helping move the chains.
And that's what happened. Like, it's like a game of give and take almost. If you lose weight to try to be quicker and faster, maybe you're not as powerful. So we know that Jake has been working with Dak at Dak's house where the big football field is and all that. The Dak yard. So maybe their timing is good and all this kind of stuff, and the route running and all this continuity is great. But Jake is a bit smaller than what he once was, so maybe that matters.
All right, real quick, before we end the show, I did want to ask you guys on the topic of Pickens and what he has. How much does this offense change, do you think, with him being wide receiver 1 versus CD being wide receiver 1?
I don't think Pickens does all the things that Lamb does. Pickens doesn't go in motion a whole bunch. He kind of stays where he's at.
Is that because he can't, or is that because he's not asked to do it because CD was doing it?
Well, the numbers will tell you that he doesn't go in motion at all.
Now, Turpin does it a bunch.
Turpin is your number 1, then Lamb, then Pickens, by far the least moved guy in the offense. And you wonder now with a week, knowing that Lamb is going to be out, do they try and move Pickens around?
Right, that's my question.
But the first 3 weeks of the season, he has not moved at all.
Right. This would have to go back to how did maybe Pittsburgh use him, and does he have the ability to do the things that CeeDee Lamb does, or is it just a completely different skill set? He can't do those things, so they have to adjust the offense to better take advantage of his things and what he does best.
I would say we would need a couple more weeks to verify and figure that out. And look, we're going to learn real fast. And if we go out there and he's not doing a whole bunch of motion, he's not running a bunch of routes, then there's our answer. Yeah. Oddly enough, it sounds weird, but Turpin's been the Lamb guy. He's the guy that lines up in the slot or lines up to the outside, crosses the field. He runs multiple routes and things like that. And I was shocked when I saw that. Turpin isn't just doing gadgety things. Turpin's doing wide receiver things now, and that's a good sign. But Pickens, he kind of has his own thing, his own role, and he runs his 5 or so routes. And I don't know if that's because of Pickens or what the coaches asked him to do, but that's just what we see, right now. But we will find out more, please.
No, I'm good.
No, I will say this.
I always wonder when you guys talk about things like this, and I've never played wide receiver, so I don't know.
But it's okay.
But I'm just wondering, what do you think that should just be part of the skill sets that you as a wide receiver have in your repertoire of things that you can do? Doesn't necessarily mean that you're always doing it, but that you do have the ability, and in scenarios like this, it shouldn't be that complicated to be able to execute.
Wide receivers come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors.
Right.
Sometimes wide receivers lean on how physically good they are, which is what Pickens does. Lamb is also physically good, but he can lean on his mentals as well. So if there's some weird shift going on in the middle of the field where it looked like cover 3, but it's really cover 2, I think Lamb can see that, and he'll sit in the right spot. Yeah. And the coaches see him doing that, and they trust him to do it again. Maybe if it was somebody else, they'll keep running into a defender that they don't see. Yeah. And maybe Dak doesn't see also because they're running still. So coaches will see that in practice and go, okay, I don't want you navigating zones as much. Right. But I do want you jumping over people. I do want you catching slants, and I'll throw screens at you because that's what you and make you do some yak things. Mm-hmm. But they ask all these guys to do different things, and I think that's a decent way to say it without outing somebody.
All right. That's a wrap. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll wrap this thing up. We'll tell you what's going to happen this Sunday. Till then, for Voch, Lombardi, Bryan, Broaddus, and Ambar Garcia, I am Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!